Can an employee who is neither working nor getting paid during the self-quarantine file an unemployment claim for that period? The answer is in the latest edition of the Texas Business Today, a newsletter for employers published by texasworkforce.org. Before I get started, click that subscribe and notification bell so you'll know when new videos are uploaded. Question 2. Can an employer require employees to self-quarantine if they have traveled out of town, city, state, country, or have engaged in risky behavior on their own time, such as attending large gatherings or parties? Answer: no law prohibits employers from requiring employees who have engaged in such activities to stay away from the office or work site for a certain period of time. Since the purpose of this precaution is to minimize employee exposure to COVID-19, the length of the stay-away period should comply with guidance from the Centers for Disease Control or other reliable authority. Please note, if employees being asked to self-quarantine can work remotely during the quarantine period, employers are encouraged to keep employees working. Question 3. If employees are not able to work remotely during the quarantine period, does the employer have to pay employees for that time? Answer: the answer depends on the type of employees at issue. For hourly employees, employers are required to pay for all hours worked. If an hourly employee is not working remotely while away from work, then the employer is not required to pay for the time off. For salaried exempt employees, employers are required to pay the full salary if the employee works part of any week. If a salaried exempt employee does not work for a full week, the employer is not required to pay for the full week not worked. For all employees, employers can look to their policies to see if there is some form of paid time off available, such as vacation hours, to cover some or all of the employee's leave. Question 4. Can an employee who is neither working nor getting paid during the self-quarantine file an unemployment claim for that period? Answer: yes. If an employee is no longer performing services for pay, the employee can file an unemployment claim. Question: can an employer require employees who were on employer-mandated quarantine to submit a negative COVID-19 test before returning to work? Answer: there is no law that prohibits this request. However, since this type of self-quarantine is requested by the employer without manifestation of any symptoms or illness, employers should consider how useful it is to request a negative COVID-19 test. In addition, some authorities, such as the CDC, recommend that employers not require sick employees to provide a COVID-19 test result or medical note due to various reasons. Question: if the employer requires employees in employer-mandated quarantine to take a COVID-19 test before returning to work, does the employer have to pay for the test? Answer: if the employer requires an employee who is not ill and who has no symptoms to provide a negative COVID-19 test before returning to work, the employer is responsible for paying for the employer-mandated test. For more information, get your copy of Texas Business Today newsletter by visiting texasworkforce.org. Thanks for watching.